Today we are going to solve IGCSE Mathematics Paper 2 Extended, Variant 2-1, May-June 2018. Write down a prime number between 20 and 30. Prime numbers are numbers which are not in any other times table except 1 in itself. So which are the numbers between 20 and 30? They are 23 and 29. You can write either of that. The next question, write this number in standard form. Writing in standard form means we move the decimal, which is here, to here. There should be only one number before the decimal. So it will be 3.87. How many numbers did we move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we moved 5 numbers, the point, you will have 10 to the power of -5. If your decimal moves to the right, then it is positive. If it moves to the left, it is negative. Write the recurring decimal 0.63 as a fraction. When you want to solve it in another question when it has more marks, there's a different way to do it. But here there's a trick way to do it. If you have two numbers after the decimal and both are recurring, you can write the answer as 63 over 99. Put this in the calculator and you will get 21 over 33 and it will be 7 over 11. So this is what you need to know, and then you can put in the calculator. If you had one only number after decimal which is recurring, if you had like that, the answer will be 7 over 9. So this is important, that if you have one number, it will be 19. If you have two numbers recurring after the decimal, you will have 29. In this question, we have to find the value of 7x plus 3y, and x and y value are given. So we just have to replace them. So in place of x, we will put 12, and in place of y, we will put -6. Just put it in the calculator and you will get the answer 66. We have been given a diagram here, and the diagram shows two parallel lines, PAQ and SBCT. So these are the two parallel lines. AP is equal to AC and angle OQAC is equal to 43. Find the value of x. The first thing you will notice is that because they are parallel lines, angle QAC will equal angle ACB. This will be 43. So you will write angle QAC will equal angle ACB, which is 43, because alternate angles are equal. Then this angle will equal also, so angle ACB is equal to angle ABS. You can see they mark two lines here, so they are isosceles triangle, which is going to be 43, as they are isosceles triangle. And then to find x, using the sum property of angles of triangle, we know that x plus 43, and we found this is also 43, is equal to 180. Therefore, x plus 86 is equal to 180, and x is equal to 180 minus 86. This will give us 94 degrees. So that is the angle value of x. Calculate the area of a circle with radius 5.1 centimeter. To find the area of the circle, you need the formula area is equal to pi r square. The radius has already been given to us. So in place of r, we'll put 5.1 square. Put it in the calculator and round it. The answer is 81.7 square centimeter. Question number 7. We have been given a right angle triangle and we have to calculate the length AC. AC is opposite the right angle triangle, so it is your hypotenuse. So we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. It is the hypotenuse, whatever is the hypotenuse, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now substitute your AB and BC, and because we want AC, we will square root AB square plus BC square, and the answer is 4.8 centimeter. Expand and simplify. So we have a 6 here. We'll do 6 multiplied by 2y. It will give us 12y. 6 multiplied by negative 3, negative 18. Negative 5 multiplied by y, negative 5y. And negative 5 multiplied by 1 will be negative 5. Add the like terms together. 12y minus 5y, 7y. Negative 18, negative 5 is negative 23. The next question we have is the indices or exponent question. 3 to the power of negative q multiplied by 1 over 27 is equal to 81. Find the value of q. When you have questions like this, whatever base you have, you got here 3, or any other number that you have, change it to the power of that base. So I can write 3 to the power of negative q multiplied by 1 over 27 is 3 to the power of 3 equal to 81 is 3 to the power of 4. You can check in the calculator and you will get the answers. The rule for indices tells us that if you have anything in the denominator and you bring that power up, the sign will become negative or the sign will change. This is positive. When I bring up, it will become negative. So it will be 3 to the power of negative 3 is equal to 3 to the power of 4. Another rule is if there is a multiplication of indices, you add the powers. So 3 to the power of negative q plus negative 3 is equal to 3 to the power of 4. If the base is same, they get cancelled. And we are left with negative q minus 3 is equal to 4. You want to find q. Whatever you want to find, you always make it positive. So this negative 4 I'll bring to negative q I will bring to another side, and 4 I'll bring here. So the sign will become negative 4. It will be negative 3 minus 4 is equal to q. Therefore, negative 7 is equal to q. A. Calculate this number, writing down your full calculator display. So we just have to put it in the calculator and we will get this number. Part B. Write your answer to part A correct to 4 decimal place. 4 decimal place is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So 6.5833. Always look at the number after the number they tell us to round to. If it is 5 or more than 5, we will add a 1. But in this case, we have here 1. So the answer is going to be 6.5833. Next question, find the exact value. Again, you can use the calculator. Put it in the calculator and you will get your answer. So that will be 4 over 7. It's a good idea to use a calculator in which there is a fraction button and all. Question number 12, solve the inequality. 3n minus 5 is more than 17 plus 8n. Bring the like terms together. So you will have 3n minus 8n is more than 17 plus 5. The negative 5 becomes positive. 3n minus 8n will give me negative 5n is more than 22. Divide both the sides by negative 5. So n 22 over negative 5. Whenever your n has a negative, a multiplication or a division with the n, the inequality sign changes. So now it's going to become n is less than 22 over negative 5. It's better to change your answer into a mixed fraction. So that will be 4 over 2, 5, n is less than negative 4 over 2, 5. Or you can write it as a decimal. Question number 13. Without using your calculator, work out 13 over 4 multiplied by 635. You must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. If you are using the calculator which has a fraction button in it, you can press Shift Fraction. So you will get 3 squares like this. You can put 1 here, 3 and 4. When you do that, you will get 7 over 4. So this is how you do it in the calculator. But without calculator, you will do 4 multiplied by 1, 4 plus 3. So you will get 7 over 4 multiplied by 6 over 35. Multiply the numerators first. So 7 multiplied by 6, 42. And then multiply the denominator. It's going to be 140. You are still using the calculator, but you will get your full marks for it if this is how you follow. You put this in the calculator, you will get 3 over 10. And that is your answer. If you want to be a little bit more specific, you can show that 42 divided by what will give you 3. So you can do 42 divided by 3 is 14. It means you put the 14 here, and that's how you will show that you divided and you got your answer. Question number 14. We have been given a triangle with 2 sides and 1 angle. Use the sine rule to find angle ABC. So this is the angle we want to find. In the sine rule, when we are using, we will write the angle which we want to find under the side that we have. So sine B over side AC. And then we will take the other angle that has been given to us and the side that we have. So this will be sine C over AB. Now replace the values that you got. So sine B over 5.9 is equal to sine 84.6 over 17.8. We are going to bring this 5.9 to the other side. It will become multiply. So this answer multiply by 5.9. Put the whole thing in the calculator. You will get 0.3218. Now to find the angle, you have to do sine inverse. So B is equal to sine inverse the answer that we got, and that will be 20.858. Round it to one decimal place. B is equal to 20.9. In this question we have y is directly proportional to x minus 1 square. When x is equal to 5, y is equal to 4. Find y when x is equal to 7. So it is directly proportional to x minus 1 square. Whenever it is directly proportional, we will write y is equal to k and whatever has been given to us here, x minus 1 square. Replace the y with 4 and x with 5. You will get 4 is equal to k multiplied by 16. We'll bring the 16 to the other side. We'll get 4 over 16 is equal to k. Therefore, 1 over 4 is equal to k. Now we are going to rewrite this equation and replace the k with 1 over 4. So this is our new equation. We have to find y when x is 7. So now replace the x with 7 and you will get 9. Y is equal to 9. In question number 16, we have been given a shape. On the grid, draw the image of shape R after the transformation represented by the matrix 0, -1, 1, 0. For this question, first write down the matrix 0, 1, -1, 0, and then multiply it by the points of the trapezium. There are 4 points, write down the points. So you have 1, -1 here, and then you have 2 and 1, you have 4 and 1, and you have 4 and -1. Okay, so I've written down the matrix here and the points from the trapezium. Now when you are multiplying matrix, you will do row by column. So first 0 multiplied by 1, 0, and -1 multiplied by -1 is 1. Then 1 multiplied by 1 and 0 multiplied by -1, which will give us 1. So every time we are going to multiply the row by column, and we will write the answers, and we will get here -1, and then you will get 2. 0 multiplied by 4 is 0, -1 multiplied by 1, -1. 1 multiplied by 4, 4. 0 multiplied by 1, 0. 0 multiplied by 4 is 0, -1 multiplied by -1 is going to be 1, and 1 multiplied by 4 is 4, 0 multiplied by -1 is going to be 0. So these are our coordinates of the new trapezium. We are going to plot these points here, and when we do that, we will get this trapezium. So this is the answer to this question. Question number 17 is a speed time distance graph, and the speed time graph shows information about the journey of a tram between two stations. Calculate the distance between the two stations. To find the distance, you have to find the area under the curve. You can break it up into one triangle, rectangle, and triangle and add all the areas together, or you can use the trapezium rule to find the area. Because this is a trapezium, the trapezium rule is half times a plus b h. Your a is this line here, which is 130. Your b is this line here, which is 100 minus 10, 90, and your height is 20. Put this in the calculator and you will get 2200. So your answer is 2200 meters. In part B, they want us to calculate the average speed of the tram for the whole journey. To find the speed, we need the distance, which we found in part A, and the time. It is meter per second, so our distance we found was 2200 meters, and our time is 130 seconds. So we'll just put in here now, divide by 130, and that will give us 16.9 something. We can round it to 16.9 meter per second. In question number 18, a cumulative frequency diagram has been given, and it shows information about the time m minutes taken by 120 students to complete some homework. So they want us to find the interquartile range. To find the interquartile range, you need to know your upper quartile and your lower quartile. To find the upper quartile, you will do 3 over 4 multiplied by the frequency. This will give us the position on the
y-axis, and then we have to find the corresponding x value. Same for lower quartile, but we will multiply 1 over 4 by the frequency. And then when you find your x value, the interquartile range is the upper quartile minus lower quartile. So to find the upper quartile, we'll do 3 over 4 multiplied by 120, which is 90. This will give you the position. So where is 90? 90 is here. And what's the corresponding x value? 30. So upper quartile is 30. For the lower quartile, we'll do 1 over 4 of 120. That will give us 30. Again, this will give us the position. So we go to 30 and then we go down. So the lower quartile is 20. To find the interquartile range, we do upper quartile minus lower quartile. So 30 minus 20 is 10. In part B, the number of students who took more than 50 minutes to complete the homework. So the minutes are here. We will mark from 50 minutes to the graph. When you do that, you will get the 50 is here. So it will touch the graph at this point. Now find the corresponding frequency. Each line here is 2. So it is 102, 104. So this will be 110. And we have 3 lines here, so 116. We have to find the difference between 120 and 116. So that will give us 4. 4 students took more than 50 minutes to complete the homework. In this question, we have been given 3 sides and we have to calculate angle LMN. When 3 sides are given and you have to find an angle, we use the cosine rule, which is cos A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square over 2 times B times C. So LMN means we have to find this angle here. And to find that, we are going to replace the values we have here. B and C can be either 19 or 16. It doesn't make a difference. But your A has to be the side opposite the angle you want to find. So we'll just replace everything. We'll get 16 square plus 19 square minus 14 square divided by 2 multiplied by 16 by 19. You will get 421 over 608. If you want to find the angle, you will write M is equal to cos inverse this answer. And you just have to put it in the calculator and you will get 46.17. We'll round it to 1 decimal place, which will give us 46.2 degrees. This is a probability question in part A. A box contains 3 blue pens, 4 red pens, and 8 green pens only. A pen is chosen at random from the box. Find the probability that this pen is green. To find the probability of green, we will write 8, because that are the number of green pens, over the total number of pens. What are the total number of pens? 3 plus 4 plus 8. And that will give us 8 over 15. Part B. Another box contains 7 black pens and 8 orange pens only. 2 pens are chosen at random from this box without replacement. Calculate the probability that at least 1 orange pen is chosen. So first let's write down the probability of black pen, that is 7 over 15. And probability of orange pens is 8 over 15. We have to find the probability that at least 1 orange pen is chosen. It could be either black and orange, or it could be orange and black, or it could be orange and orange. So these are the 3 probabilities we can have. It is without replacement. Whenever it is without replacement, suppose if you have 15 pens, you take one and you don't put it back. your total number of pens are going to be 1 less. So my probability of black pens is 7 over 15, and the orange pens is 8 over 15. But if I take 7 over 15 first, I take a black pen, the total number of pens are going to be less. So it's going to be 8 over 14. Then I will take an orange one, which is 8 over 15. Now my total number of pens has been reduced by 1, but my black pens are still the same, 7. So it's going to be 7 over 14. For the orange and orange, if I remove one orange pen, the probability is 8 over 15. Now one orange pen is less, and also the total number of pen is less. So therefore 8 minus 1, 7, 15 minus 1, 14, 7 over 14. This will give us the total 168 over 210. When you simplify it, you will get 4 over 5. There is an other way to solve this question. Whenever they say at least one orange pen, we will find the probability of two black pens. What is the probability of two black pens? 7 over 15 multiplied by 6 over 14. Remember that it is without replacement, so it will become less. And then this answer, you can just subtract it from 1. Because black and black is the only probability where there is not at least one orange. And this will give you 4 over 5. This is an inequality question, and one of the inequality is y is less than or equal to x plus 1, and we have to find the other three inequalities. Before we start, you should know that lines are always written in the format y is equal to mx plus c. M is your gradient. If you don't know your gradient, you can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find your gradient. You can choose any 2 points and replace in the equation to get your gradient. C is your y-intercept. It is that point on the y-axis that where x is equal to 0. So it is a point here. Now the first thing that has been given to us is y is less than or equal to x plus 1. To identify which line it is, let's look at C. What is your C? 1. Where is it? Here. So this line here is y is less than or equal to x plus 1. We have to find the other lines. We have to find the inequalities that define the region R. At this point, it's a straight line. If you have a horizontal line, it is related to y is equal to something. So 1 will be y 1.5. Is it more than or less than? It is more than or equal to 1.5. If you have dotted lines, you will write more than or less than. If you have a straight line, you have to write more than or equal to or less than and equal to. This is the way you will write it. We have to find the equation of this line here and this line here. Choose 2 points. Let's start with this. So it's always good to choose points which are on the y and x axis. It makes it easy. So one point is 0, 0. And the other we can choose is 4 and 3. First we will find the gradient by using the formula which I wrote down here, y2 minus y1. So we'll do 3 minus 0 over 4 minus 0. Your gradient is 3 over 4. We will replace our x value, gradient and y value in this equation to find C. Again, choose where you have 0, 0 or 0, easier to solve. So y is 0, gradient is 3 over 4, x is 0. So what do we have for C? We have C is 0. The equation of line is y is equal to 3 over 4x. Now we have to see whether it is more than or less than. So this is a region, choose a point here. I'll choose when x is 1.5, y is 2. So replace the y with 2 and x with 1.5. You will get 2 and 1.125. You can see that 2 is bigger than 1.125, and because the line is a straight line, we will write like that. Therefore, y is more than or equal to 3 over 4x. So now we have to find this line here. Again, choose 2 points. We will choose 0 and 3 and 6 and 0. We'll find the gradient. It will be 3 minus 6 and it will be gradient will be 3 minus 0 and 0 minus 6. You will get negative 0.5. And you can see that the y-intercept is 3. So your equation is going to be y is equal to negative 0.5 x plus 3. Now we have to see whether it is more than or equal to. Again, we are going to choose the same point. When x is 1.5, y is 2. We are going to replace it here. We will negative 0.5, 1.5 plus 3. You will get 2.25. So you can see that y is less than or equal to 2.25. So our equation will be y is less than or equal to negative 0.5 x plus 3. So our three inequalities are this one, this, and the one we found here. Now this is a function question. We have been given f of x and g of x. And in A, we have to calculate f of f negative 3. The first thing you do is find f of negative 3. So f of negative 3, replace the x with negative 3. You will get the whole thing as 11. Now this answer, again in f of x, you substitute, but in place of x, we are going to put 11. So f of negative 3 is 5 minus 2, 11, and this will give us negative 17. We find g of 2x. So wherever there is x, we'll replace it with 2x. That will give us 2x squared plus 8. Remember, the power of 2 is also for the 2 inside. So 2 to the power of 2 will become 6. 4x squared plus 8. That is your answer. In the next part, we have to find the inverse. When you want to find the inverse, write it down, but replace f of x with y. Y is equal to 5 minus 2x, and you have to make x the subject. Whatever subject you have to make that variable positive. So we brought the negative 2x here, it became positive. The y we brought here, it became negative. This is a multiply. When I bring to the other side, it's going to be a divide. Now that you have made your x the subject, write it as f inverse x and replace your y with x. So your f inverse x is 5 minus x over 2. In question 23, we have to find the mode and the mean. And 40 people were asked how many times they visited the cinema in 1 month. The number of cinema visits is given here, and the frequency of each visit is written here. A1, find the mode. This is the frequency. Which is the highest frequency? 7. And the number of cinema visits is 4. So the answer is mode is 4. Mode is the most repeated number. Now to calculate the mean, when you have a frequency like this, you will multiply 0 by 5, 1 by 5 and 2 by 6. You will do the same for all the numbers. So 3 multiplied by 6, 4 multiplied by 7. And you will write the rule mean is equal to the sum of the frequency multiplied by the data over the sum of frequency. So the whole thing, you add it up and divide by the frequency. What is the frequency? 40. So you will get 0 plus 5 plus 12 plus 18 plus 28 and all the numbers divided by 40. You will get 3.2. That's your mean. In part B, Umar wants to show the information from the table in a pie chart. Calculate the sector angle for the people who visited the cinema 5 times. So we are interested in this data. 5 times the people who went to cinema are 3. 3 out of the total, which is 40. So 3 out of 40, we multiply it by 360 because the total sum of angle in the pie chart is 360. So 3 over 40 multiplied by 360 will give us 27. So that is the sector angle. Point A has coordinates 1, 0 and point B has coordinates 2, 5. Calculate the angle between the line AB and the x-axis. This is something that you should know, that whenever 2 points are given and you want to find the angle between that line and the x-axis, we have a formula. Tan A is equal to the gradient. So what is our gradient? The formula to find the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This can be your x2 and y2, and this can be your x1 and y1, or the other way around, whichever way you find it easy. So you will have 0 minus 5 over 1 minus 2. Your gradient is going to be 5. And whenever you want to find an angle, if a trig identity is involved, what do? We do the inverse. So tan inverse 5 will give you 78.69. Rounded to 1 decimal place. The angle is 78.7 degrees. In part B, the line PQ has equation y is equal to 3x minus 8 and point P has the coordinate 6, 10. Find the equation of the line that passes through P and is perpendicular to PQ. Give your answer in the form y is equal to mx plus c. We write the equation of the line as y is equal to mx plus c. M is your gradient here. So m is equal to 3. Gradient of a perpendicular line is negative 1 over m. So what we basically do is we take the gradient, we change the signs and flip it over. So the gradient of the perpendicular line will be negative 1 over 3. Now substitute your p coordinate and the gradient that you have got in y is equal to mx plus c. We know that x is 6, y is 10 and gradient is negative 1 over 3. We do this to find c. So 10 is equal to negative 1 over 3 multiplied by 6 plus c. 10 is equal to negative 2 plus c. The negative 2 when it comes to the other side will be positive 2. So 12 is c. Now that you have got your gradient and your c, you just replace it. So you will get y is equal to negative 1 over 3x plus 12. And that is the equation of the line that passes through P and it is perpendicular to PQ. Brings us to the end of this video. I hope I have been a help to you. Kindly subscribe to my channel and like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.